Oppan Gangnam Style.
Hi Skyhawks, I'm Sierra Newby.
And I'm Brian Williams, and we are here with the November edition of WBRD.
Our first topic of discussion is our Skyhawk football team's undefeated season, along with our Powder Puff football games.
And here is Malik Johnson with more information.
The football team is undefeated and Powder Puff was a success. We have Trey Brown with more on this story.
Hello everybody, this is Trey Brown here, and the first topic we covered was the Powder Puff football game, and the result of the Powder Puff football game was a success. The Powder Puff football game is a combination of specific females in a particular grade competing against each other in an exhibition football game.
I'm here at LC Bird with the sophomore Powder Puff MVP, Taja Cole. Was those plays that you made in practice, or was those just busted plays you scored on?
We went over in practice, and we did it like 5 times, and everybody was cut on.
Did your coach just help, or if they didn't, how?
We had like 7 coaches, and it was hard because everybody was trying to tell us what to do, but we got through it and we won.
In addition to that, the second topic to our segment was the undefeated football season. The undefeated football season has been to our varsity football team, our JV A and JVB football team. We're one of the best coaches in the district, leading the LC Bird Skyhawks to a 7-0 record, Coach Bedwell. And Coach Bedwell, what do you think is the difference between this year's and last year's team?
Last year's team, I think we had a lot of individual superstars. We had Deion Clark and Yaki Johnson who kind of carried each side of the ball. This year I think we have a lot of good football players, but we have a lot of players who have kind of come together, and there's not just one guy doing it, it's more than one guy. So I think these guys have come together. So that's probably the biggest difference in our 2 teams this year.
Now that we have a strong defense, how do you think this defense contributes to the undefeated record?
Well, anytime you can play really good defense, you're always in every game because you can keep it close. So I think that that's been a big part of our success, and I think Coach Nicely does a good job getting those guys prepared.
And if you had any standout players that contribute to this defense, who would you name?
Overall, I think Brandon Walker's had a really good senior season so far. It's hard to pick just one guy because it's been a different guy every week. It's not the same guy every week, but as a unit, I think our secondary's played really well. Lionel Williams, Brandon Walker, Jaquan Clay, and Justin Pallamore's had a good year so far. And so if those guys can continue to do what they're doing, hopefully we'll be okay.
We're here at LC Bird with the defensive coordinator, Coach Nicely. And Coach Nicely, what do you think is the difference between this year's and last year's team?
This year's team, probably not as big and maybe not as fast as last year's team, but this year's team is more focused. Okay, they make up for their shortcomings by being more focused. They practice very, very hard, and they try to be much more intense with their individual skills.
And now that we have a dominant defense this year, how do you think this will contribute to the undefeated record so far?
Well, anytime you can hold a team to like less than 7 points, which is what we've been averaging doing, it helps you, especially if you have people like Paul on offense and Terrence, and our line is great on offense, so that always helps us out too. So if we can hold a team to less than a touchdown, we feel like we're pretty confident that we can win the games.
We're here at LC Bird with one of LC Bird's JVB key player, Trey Plummer, our quarterback, and LC Bird's JV-A team defensive end, Trey Plummer. And Trey, how do you feel when you knew you were going to start this season?
I felt blessed. I was happy to be given an opportunity by Coach Crosty, especially since I haven't played football in 5 years.
And recently, y'all posted a 70-0 mark against the Huguenot Falcons. And how did you feel when y'all posted 70 points?
Excited, even though I wanted to put up 100, but it's all right.
And on the JVB season and playing quarterback, how do you feel the O-line has helped you this season?
I feel like they've held their own with all of the other defensive lines. They came off the ball hard, and they've made big progress since the beginning of the season.
Our next focus is on the Skyhawks' success in the band competition.
Here with more is Tay Walton.
This is Tay Walton with the band segment of WBRD. The Skyhawk Band is a 14-time honor band. This year's marching band show is called Beyond the Forest Edge, which tells the story of Little Red Riding Hood and the Big Bad Wolf. We interviewed Derek Williams, the band historian, for his review of the band.
Today we caught up with Derek Williams, and we're going to ask him a few questions about the band competition. Are you attending the competition? If so, What are you looking forward to see at Massive Atonement?
Yes, I am attending the competition. And something I'm looking for us to get a 1.
What do you think would be the highlight of the show?
The highlight of the show is definitely in the third movement where we do the big dance and Little Red kills the wolf.
We also interviewed Miss Owen, the band director, on her thoughts of the competition on October 27th.
What do you think about the marching band this year and how has it improved?
I think we've got a really good group of students. They're working hard, and everyone, you know, is showing up to things and being at rehearsal. And we've implemented a new attendance policy this year that has really helped kind of keep the students on track of what they're supposed to be doing for the marching band. And so it's just it's a really nice group of students. Everyone has a good attitude. Everyone's working hard. So I'm really enjoying it, and I hope it carries through into concert season. The positive attitudes.
We interviewed the drum major Evan Fitz and Kendall Silly to hear their thoughts about the band this year.
Hello, I'm Evan Fitz, and I am one of the drum majors of the L.C. Burt Scott Marching Band.
And I'm Kendall Seeley. I'm the other drum major of the marching band.
I'm Jonah Wright. I'm one of the field commanders.
Do you believe the Skyhawk band can get a 1 this year?
Yes. We finally got good and stuff. So a 1 is definitely in our sights. We're almost there, and if we just work a little bit harder, we're gonna crush.
How does this marching season compare to the last one?
I think it's a lot better just because
we're in charge.
Yes. Well, leadership definitely is a lot better and cares a lot more, and the maturity level of all the kids has definitely grown from last year. Last year was more like 4-year-olds herding cats instead of marching.
Like, and the leadership wasn't as connected as it is now.
Nobody was friends in 2012.
Yeah, nobody, like, we didn't have any leadership meetings. Like, it was very unorganized, and so everybody was just doing their own thing and nobody was working together.
Hi, I'm Andrea, and I'm the color guard captain. In the marching band, what was your favorite year and why?
Well, I definitely think this year has to be my favorite because it's just been, we're closer than we usually are. And it's been a lot of fun, and I'm definitely going to miss it.
What do you think are the strengths and weaknesses of the band, and how can it get better?
I think the band being so close, like a family, is a really big strength because we can help each other work on things, and we understand, like, when somebody's frustrated, how to help them out. A weakness is probably going to be that also we're so close, so we joke around a little bit too much, but in the end, we get what we need done.
Congratulations to the Skyhawk band for getting the superior. Way to go, band. Keep it up.
Here at L.C. Byrd High School, we are not only big on academics and sports, we're also big on helping our community for our annual food drive. This is sponsored by our outstanding Skyhawks. Here's reporter Bree Brown for more on this topic.
Listen up, Byrd. This year, the sophomore class is sponsoring a food drive from November 7th to November 16th. They are asking that the students give generously in the areas of canned chicken and jars of peanut butter, but any canned food, boxed item, or closed container is acceptable. The donations will be given to the Central Virginia Food Bank, Christmas Mother, and/or the Red Cross. Drop off your goods in your first period class, and try to think of others this season, Skyhawks, and give what you can. Hey there, Skyhawks. Bree Brown here with what you need to know about Byrd's Turkey Suit Tradition. This November, starting on the 12th, personal development students started selling feathers for 50 cents throughout the school day and at lunch. The feathers are placed on the door of an unlucky teacher of which you, the students, chose. On the Wednesday before Thanksgiving break, the turkey will be crowned. I caught up with Miss Lithgow, the personal development teacher here at Byrd, to see how this tradition was started.
Miss Lithgow, regarding the ever so popular turkey suit, can you tell us why this fundraiser was started?
Yes, I was taking an FCCLA class for recertification, and one of the other advisors in the state of Virginia was telling me about this project that she does at her school. They do it to raise money for competitions for FCCLA, so we just changed it up a little bit and decided that it'd be a fun thing to do for the school to raise money for the meals that we prepare for Byrd families that wouldn't have Thanksgiving dinner or lunch, if we weren't able to help them out.
Our performing arts students will be putting on a play, Witness for the Prosecution. Here's Catherine Rosales reporting from the auditorium.
Hi, I'm Catherine Rosales, reporting live in front of the Margaret F. Gregory Auditorium, where the play Witness for the Prosecution will take place. Here's Ms. Sid for more information.
What made you choose this particular play?
I personally love murder mysteries. I think it makes the audience feel a little bit more involved because they can participate in trying to figure out who it is. And this one in particular is also very funny, so it will keep you on the edge of your seat and keep you laughing. Agatha Christie is an incredibly talented writer and playwright, so she's always a good choice.
Why were these people picked for these roles?
They had to audition for me with a monologue that they had prepared. They had to perform a dialect for me. They're doing British accents. And then they had to perform scenes from the play that they have never read before with each other, so I could see how they interacted on stage, what their chemistry was like, and how they performed characters without knowing anything about them. So doing all of those things helps me see which characters these actors would best portray and who they should be with in a scene and who they would work well with.
Hi, this is Kara Bryant reporting from the set of the play Witness for Prosecution. And we have one of the cast members, Maddie Weaver, with more information.
What made you join the play?
At my old school, I got really into theater, and I really enjoyed doing the play last year at my old school. And then my first day here, the auditions were the next day, and I was like, I want to do it. And I got in, and it's a lot of fun.
What's your part of the play?
I'm Romaine, I'm Leonard's husband, and I'm Russian, and he married me and brought me to the country. Yeah.
What's the best part about being a part of the play?
It's getting to meet everyone and getting really close to the cast and just, making new friends. It's a lot of fun.
It's about this man who is convicted of murder, and he is suspected of taking money from an elderly woman. Basically, it's his court case.
Our next segment is for our seniors here at Byrd. Amber Cummings is here to report on how to get you to graduation.
Hello, we're here with our senior, Ebony Valderi, on steps to graduation. Who or what motivated you to make it this far?
My mom motivated me because she always pushed me for the extra mile.
Okay. What are your plans after graduation?
I plan on going to college for biomedical engineering at JMU or Duke.
How are you preparing for it?
Preparing for it by taking the harder classes, being involved with the community, doing everything you gotta do to get out of Byrd.
So here, Lionel Williams on his steps to graduation. Who motivated you to go to college?
My mom and my brothers.
And how did they do that?
They just wanted me to be independent as I grew up. So, I feel that once I graduate, it'll be just another step. And then preparing wise, just study habits and working on what I need to do.
We're here with Coach Nicely on his steps to graduation. What would you tell people that are about to graduate or preparing for graduation?
Okay, if you're preparing for graduation, what I would tell you, if you're interested in doing something or going to a school, a college, 2-year school, or a tech school, visit the school. That's the most important thing you can do. You would not go out and buy a car for $30,000 and never drive the car or see the car. When you go to a college, you're thinking about spending that much money times 4. And people that go to schools and don't visit them, so a lot of times they get there and there's a really, really big surprise. Go visit where you think you might attend. That way you'll know what it's really like, and you'll have a good idea if you fit in there.
How should students that are about to graduate prepare?
Again, like I said, that should have started before. Other things you need to do, you need to order transcripts, see your counselor if you're not sure how to do that. You need to take standardized tests, an ACT or an SAT. You need to do your college applications and not miss your deadlines. Remember, at college, hey, they're doing you a favor by looking at your application. If you miss the deadline, they just take your check and put your application over in the trash. So make sure you reach your deadlines. It would be a shame to miss going to a school you really want to attend because you missed your deadline. If you have questions, ask your counselor or Miss Beck in the Career Center.
We have a new section that will be staying with us for a while, Top Student. Each month, we will present one student from each grade that is doing the best overall. This month, that subject is English. I will pass it off to Keon McCoy with more.
This is Keon Montana reporting for LC Bird WBRD. I'm here to report the top English students for this month.
How would you define a top student?
Well, a top student for English is a student who works really hard in class, who focuses, who's accountable, responsible, shows all those core values in and out of the classroom, and who just is working hard to make that happen. And their grade reflects that, and their attitude reflects that as well.
What advice would you give for someone trying to be a top student?
You know, just to really focus in and out of the classroom, to work hard here, but you also have to work hard at home. You have to develop relationships with other students so you can network. You have to develop relationships with teachers so that you're able to have that good communication with them. And through all those different things, you're able to come out on top as long as you're working, you're putting in that effort. So if that's where you want to be, then that's what you have to do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Brian Williams, WBRD sophomore.
And I'm Sierra Newby, WBRD senior. Thanks for watching, Skyhawks. This has been our November edition of WBRD.
You can watch us on YouTube or at Noto account UMITD6. UMITD6. See you next month. Keep it cool, Skyhawks.
Gangnam Style.